Hello, my name is Farid Santiago Niño Vargas, a student in the Lilate program at UNAD, and today I will present the activity for Phase 5, Practical Component, Educational and Pedagogical Practice. To begin, we have to talk about the poster, which is titled English in Action, Tools, Context and Communication. In this sense, 5 activities were designed to address the problems identified in the class and to improve vocabulary, reading, writing, pronunciation, and communication skills in A2 level English learners in virtual environments at UNAD. The first activity consists of enriching students' vocabulary through a collaborative Padlet glossary using contextualized examples and visual support. Its objective is to strengthen the learning of new words in a meaningful way by connection them to real-life situations. During the activity, students will collaborate, create a multimedia glossary where they will post definitions, examples, and images to facilitate vocabulary comprehension. The second activity, called the Tone Transformer Context is Keyed, consists of developing pragmatic awareness and writing flexibility by adapting messages for different audiences and communicated situations. This activity aims to help students identify and use different language registers according to the context. To do this, students will use AI-assisted rewriting tools to transform the same message into formal and informal versions. To carry out this activity, digital tools such as Wordtune, Canva, and Genially will be needed along with pedagogical strategies such as task-based learning. The third activity, beyond describing real-world lexicon, helps students learn and use authentic English expressions through listening and speaking practice. Using the Cake app, students analyze video clips, practice pronunciation, and create personalized sentences related to their lives. The activity integrates strategies such as situated learning, micro-learning, shadowing, chunking, and personalized learning. The fourth activity, lexical mastery, from input to impact, helps students to improve vocabulary and grammar through authentic Cambridge English materials and AI-supported feedback. Students analyze vocabulary patterns and create original sentences using strategies such as PPP methodology, guided discovery, peer teacher, and collocation awareness. The fifth activity aims to improve reading, fluency, and vocabulary acquisition in English through collaborative work with authentic news articles and text. In this activity, students read articles, identify main ideas using strategies such as skimming and scanning, create summaries, and assume communicative roles such as reporters of interviews to strengthen oral interactions. In addition, collaborative learning is promoted through peer explanation and group discussions. For its development, tools and strategies such as lingua.com, scenario-based learning, and visual oral resources are used to make the learning process more dynamic and interactive. Finally, this project will promote activity and collaborative student participation by connecting vocabulary learning with real-life situations and experiences. In addition, it will strengthen skills such as pronunciation, reading, writing, and speaking, while also fostering autonomy and critical thinking. Language learning, likewise, it will transform virtual classes into more dynamic and interactive learning environments, encouraging multimodal experience that will increase students' motivation through digital and collaborative activities. Finally, the project will contribute to the development of communicated competence needed for 21st century contexts. The most valuable experience from my teaching practice was understand that there are multiple possibilities for learning and teaching a language through technology and virtual learning environments. And this experience allowed me discover new strategies and digital tools that make the learning process more dynamic, interactive, and meaningful for students. My view of language acquisitions evolved significantly throughout the course because I understood that acquiring a language requires dedication, effort, consistency, and a lot of practice. I also realized that learning a language is a continuous process that involves active participation, autonomy, and constant support to meaningful communicated experiences. The activity from the Agora posters that inspired me the most was the one related to Padlet because it is a virtual wall where students can share ideas, collaborate with classmates, and use it as a repository for lesson plans, classes, and learning materials. I found it very useful because it's it promotes creativity, organization, interactions, and collaborative learning in an accessible and engaging way.